This ain't no joke, this ain't no game. This that CSZ game. They said pull up, so I came. You better put some respect on their name. Yeah, 55, what's goody? Kill the vibe, how could he? Big Cardinal on the hoodie. Let me break it down for you fully. This ain't your average broadcast. This ain't just no podcast. The mother shows spread fake news. We just call them broadcast. West, Joey, Sam, Shawn, Dante. And you know that boy Higgy. He said he don't want no small fries. Tell them they better make them biggie. Yeah, you already know what we be on. We got the crown, we hold the throne. We throw the mails and you take them home. When they ring the bells, you know that it's home. The bar set, we setting the tone. If we set it, then set it in stone. Sit in the streets, set up your phone. You in the Cardinal sports zone.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. Man, every time I see that intro, I get a little bit more and more hype. Shout out to the mystery man that created that for us. Really put our vision into place there. If y'all have some ideas, I'm going to start the show off hot. If y'all have any ideas for clips y'all want included in the intro, just tell us which ones y'all want switched out if it's a good enough idea. I think we caught the only moment that I asked him for that he didn't put in there was the start of the Sugar Bowl. I feel like that was an important moment in Louisville football history. And he couldn't find any of, you know what, I'll get to that in a few minutes because I am going to talk to y'all about a friend I got to catch up with this past weekend. And he should have been in that package somewhere. But let's go ahead and set it off. Coming to you live from the Fitness Market Studios North. This is the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Wyman. Today, joining me, we've got, they're in different orders today. Did Sam jump off the podcast? Where's Sam at? He's not in here.
Looks like he did.
Sam, where are you at? Shawn, I need you to do some technical support for me. But Shawn Barber, Shawn's in the house.
How's it going?
Dalton Pence.
What's going on?
I was giving him another star, but that's played out. The notorious Hig is back.
Hello, everybody.
And it sounds like so is Sam. Our guy, the women's basketball beat writer, Sam Basin in the house.
Yeah.
What up?
And we do have a special guest for y'all here in a few minutes, but I want to go ahead and start the show off. Let's go to the man. This chat section stays on fire the entire show. What up, CSZ fan from Robbie? What's up, Austin? What's going on? Quentin, hey. Yeah, Robbie, that's what I was saying. The Sugar Bowl thing needs to go in there. Big day to be in the. No, Higgy probably won't be here for the rest of the show. Devon, what's up? Ryan, hey, uncle. What's up? Person who doesn't return any of my messages, and I have no idea who you are. No, just kidding. Let's get the show started off, though. First off, you all, this is how you can tell that the tide is turning in the rivalry between Louisville and those other people. I have a cousin. His name's Jonathan. He is the principal at Edmonson County High School. He's right around Shawn's age, except for he's got like 4 kids, and Shawn's not experienced at all. But I've been hearing from him almost every day, and this is after a long, tough 10 years where I hardly have heard from him at all. So just the fact, I'm just ribbing him right now, giving him a hard time. But I do want to give a shout out to my favorite employee of Edmonson County High School, and that's the men's basketball coach, Coach Johnson. Coach Johnson, what's up, my man? Jonathan, what's up? Bless your heart, though, man, for having to deal with Jonathan every day. That should gain you wings to heaven automatically. But no, all joking aside, we appreciate y'all joining in. I had to give him a little crap to start the show off. Jeff Nunn, I think Higgy lost his rate. Wait a minute, what? I think he lost his razor and his mashed potatoes and gravy. I don't know if I even switched over. Glad you guys are on. Fabian, I appreciate you tuning in here. Those guys are my buddies. The last time I listened to them, they weren't like that, but I will not say that they suck. They're good dudes. And I apologize for going head-to-head with y'all for the second straight week. Last week I told myself I wasn't going to do it again, and then, like Britney Spears said, whoops, I did it again. But we got a fun show for you all tonight. We have plenty of stuff to talk about. The chat line is open. Jeff Snyder, what is going on, my man? You all have been asking me about YouTube stickers so y'all can help promote the show and sponsor it and donate and stuff. We just started the YouTube channel back in January. I was able to load some old stuff on from the old channel. We did it for a while, and then our YouTube person quit, so we didn't fool with it for a while, but we got it back up and running. We don't have enough followers to do the super stickers or the support stuff. So get us there. We need 1,000. I think we're at like 400. So we got a little bit more to go, but with y'all support, we can get there. I mean, I know that because this week, my Twitter hit a certain goal that I've been waiting for forever. I won't tout that right now, but you can just go check it out for yourself. You're pretty sure you'll be able to figure it out. Do not call me 10KJ like Steve did yesterday. I don't need that kind of flex going on, but whatever. And also, we've got some exciting news before the halftime of the show today that we are going to put out, and we think you're going to enjoy it, especially those of you all. What's up, Tom? That have been supporting the streaming version of the podcast. A lot of y'all have asked about maybe getting some CSZ merch. So we're going to talk about that here a little bit later in the show. Let's jump in real quick. Women's basketball, the girls absolutely did their thing, defeated Michigan. It was one of those situations, Sam, before I hand it over to you and our special guest, which I'll bring him here in a second. I just want to go over the fact that was about as perfectly executed last 10 minutes of a game as I've seen all year from Louisville. Normally, that's the quarter that they have they've got a I'm trying to think of the word. It's a simple word, even one that Higgy should be able to. They got a reputation for falling apart in the fourth quarter. They did this year. Yeah, this year. They did the absolute opposite. Dalton bounced out. Dalton's back in here. But yeah, they changed. It was almost, I was talking to Shawn. Shawn came over to watch the game. And I said it almost looked like was it the Duke game, Shawn, from the other night? Duke and Texas Tech, where they were, Dalton's going in and out. He must still be having internet problems. I've got 99 problems, and internet is absolutely one of them. But it was almost like a duplicate of that game. They fought back and forth the whole game, and then Duke put them away. It reminded me a lot of that. The defense was smothering. I loved the way that they were pressing. It's the intangibles for me that I love. Emily Inksler, Haley Van Lith just completely continue to fascinate me on the court. Now they don't always make the best of decisions, but when it's time to make a good decision, that's when they do. Sam, I'm gonna turn the show over to you. I'm gonna let you introduce our guest, and after you introduce him, I'm gonna bring him on the show. But first off, really quick, up next for the Cards, not to jump ahead, but I am South Carolina. We're 9-point underdogs. Got the national. We're gonna be playing the National Player of the Year, Aaliyah Boston. She's gonna have to be the one that we shut down to win that game. Gonna have to force some turnovers. But let's get back to the Michigan game, and I'll let you introduce our guest, and I'll also get Dalton back in the house.
Well, before we even get to the Michigan game, we also had the Tennessee game that was also in Wichita as well.
We talked about the Tennessee game last episode when you didn't show up.
But yeah. I just didn't want to just bypass it again.
Okay.
So yeah, let's go ahead and bring on our guest first. Our guest is one of the parent of one of our super freshmen. Very, very well traveled. Has a lot of accolades from her high school days, as well as playing on Team USA, and she also has brought that winning characteristic with her to Louisville so far during her freshman campaign. And it is none other than David Verhulst, the father. I think his wife is with him as well. Am I correct?
Well, she was supposed to be, but she had basketball.
Okay.
What's
Imagine
up?
that.
What's up, Mr. Verhost? How you doing today?
Good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great, man. We appreciate you
Fellas,
coming
I'm
on.
gonna try to stay in this. My Wi-Fi is going haywire right now, so
I was gonna say, all right, man. If you
I'm gonna
need
try to reset it.
try to reset it, and then we'll bring you back. Sorry for the interruption there. I appreciate that, Dalton. So we didn't get too far into it, but yeah, thanks for coming on. I was gonna say real quick before Sam gets going, your daughter is definitely the bright spot for me of this team. The way that she just me and Sam tried to get some interviews with her before the preseason, and the person we talked to was like, "Well, Payton's just so soft spoken. We want to get her ready before we unleash her to you all." And then I see her on the court, and I'm like, "There's nothing soft spoken about that. She hustles. Like, you've got to be so proud."
As a parent, could be happier. It's been a great season. It's been a great to watch her progression, and we love it. She loves it.
Go ahead, Sam. Take over, buddy.
Well, that's great. So I'm gonna get straight to it. Unfortunately, none of us were able to be in Wichita for that game. Could you let us know the sense of like the environment, the crowd and stuff like that for the game? Because I know she had a lot of family, friends, probably some high school players, former players, stuff like that. What was your take on how well Cardinal traveled to Wichita?
Well, I'll tell you, honestly, it's kind of hard to tell because there's so many South Dakota people down there in red too. Until you saw the front of their shirts, you couldn't tell who you were looking at. But I'd say it was a good showing, and you could especially tell that the last night because you only had the two teams there. Everybody else is probably gone. There was a really good showing there.
Great. So I know Jerry mentioned earlier, but what are your thoughts on Payton's season so far? I know as a parent, you want to be encouraging as well as a little bit critical. But so what do you think about her season so far?
I've been very happy with it. I mean, as a parent, you always want to see your kid play more, but I mean, you're a Final Four team. You're playing behind a WNBA draft pick. You know, how can you be upset about that? You know, what he's doing there is the right way. So I got no complaints.
When I heard
Sam, can I ask a question real quick? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I wanted to ask. That's my only question, Sam. I'll be quiet so you can talk. I apologize. I know I'm kind of taking over your thing, but I've just got so many questions. How was the transition for Payton going from like the star of the team, and now she's in a supporting role? She can still do the same things, like you said. She's behind somebody else right now. But for me, I'm excited knowing that what she did in high school, we're going to see here in years to come at Louisville. But for her personally, because I know that can be difficult going from being the go-to person to being the here's your water, or, you know, I mean, not to downgrade her contributions, but it's like, because I had to do that as well. I was one of the stars of my team, and I had to, you know, when I got to Louisville, my role was completely different.
Yeah, I think she was a realist going in, that none of those accolades coming from high school matter. Everybody's got those. She wanted to go to a team that wins. She wanted a chance to play in the Final Four. You know, yeah, she could probably go to a different college team, get a lot more minutes, but she wanted to learn. She wanted to be around other kids that were like-minded. So she knew she was going to take her lumps, and she's fine with that. You know, she knows it's just going to make her work harder, and she's got 3 more years there. So it's all good.
All right, Sam, go ahead, buddy. I appreciate you.
No problem. But speaking of, and you said that, I mean, we knew that she's playing behind future WNBA player Emily Engstler. When I heard that we were getting Engstler, I thought this would be the perfect situation for Payton, because in so many ways, she's a do-it-all player, just like Emily. But I think she's a better scorer, in my mind. She's a better shooter and scorer than Emily is. So I felt like her learning, for lack of better words, under Emily for 1 year and seeing how to translate her game from what she has now into college, I feel like that would be a great adjustment for her and great learning experience for her next year. Do you agree with that?
Oh, for sure. If she can be half the player that Emily is this year, you know, the rebounding, the deflections. I mean, at the end of that game, she had 4 or 5 big time rebounds that, you know, kept the ball in our hands. And to me, that was huge. She had 9 rebounds in the first quarter. She owned the paint. She owned the rebounds, and that's huge. So yeah, if she can learn any of that stuff and obtain it for the next 3 years, I think she'll be fine.
Okay. Shawn, you want something to say?
Shawn, do you want something to say?
So I did wonder, like, was the performance against Tennessee, because she really, in the first half, in my mind, was maybe the key player. She hit a couple of, I believe, a couple of big time threes and hit a jumper and made some great plays. How is that, seeing that against a team like Tennessee, who has a rich tradition history that they have, seeing your daughter come in as a freshman in a big game? This is a Sweet 16 game, and play like she's been there before. Like, she didn't look like a freshman at all to me.
Yeah, I can tell you she doesn't get very nervous before games, but as parents, to see her come out, hit that first shot, that always kind of takes a monkey off your back. And you know, she's when you're on a shorter leash, you're a sub. You know, the fact is you got to do what it takes to stay out there. So she knows that, we know that, and she did what she had to do. So yeah, I mean, heck, we were happy to see that. You're playing in front of a couple hundred friends, family, and people come to see you. So that was big time for her.
I know, Dalton, you came in late, but do you have anything you want to say?
If it will allow me to say it, hopefully we can get a coherent sentences while the connection is for the most part. David, first of all, hello, man. It's good seeing you. Second of all, I'm sorry if this has been asked before, but coming from Kansas and ending up in Louisville, what was that like? Was there any sort of like culture shock? Moving to Kentucky, moving a little bit further away. I know you have a daughter that plays in Central Florida, so maybe she has a little bit of taste of that. But it's kind of one of those things you don't really know the magnitude until you move that far away. So what was that like for her transition-wise? Were there any kind of bumps in the road? How was that transition for her?
I don't think there's much at all. It's, to me, still Midwest, although we're kind of outside of Kansas City, and Louisville's the city. The only adjustment for her was making sure that she can set her own alarm clock, get up, and take care of cleaning her own bathroom, So as far as transition from smaller city to big town, she loves it there. She loves it.
All right, hold on, Sam. I'm going to it'll only allow me to have, in this view right here, it'll only let me have 4 people on, and Higgy won't stop blowing up the chat. So I'm going to let Higgy ask his question and then immediately remove him. So go ahead, Higgy.
David, I appreciate you letting us interview you and everything. The question I had was, I saw a picture the other day of your all's basketball court at home and everything. I was wondering the idea behind that and everything. It was looking really cool, and then I was wondering if Payton's got to get her bigger space now since she's Final Four bound and everything now. So,
well, we could always do the little marks on the sidelines too, Final Four and NCAA Final Four. But when we moved here, we built a house, and we had a pretty good inspector who kind of let us pass on not having back steps out to the patio, as long as we locked the door to, we had our basketball court down before we had the stairs to the patio. So we had our priorities right, at least. But my wife played at Duke, and so when we designed the court, it was, okay, I'll go ahead and paint the lanes, paint the, the half court and put a D on it, the Duke colors. And then I thought, you know what, now that both girls are committed, I'll have a little fun and I'll give them each the lane. And so just kind of got on the internet and found some, the lettering and everything, and kind of went with it. So I told them, this is a one-time job. There's no transfers here. No more cornhole. Payton's on you if that's the case.
We like to, Higgy, I didn't think I was going to say this ever, but good question. I have to give Higgy a little bit of crap, but no, we're all really excited because, again, before the season started, me, Dalton, and Sam, all three tried to get interviews with everybody, and the only person they wouldn't let us really talk to was Payton. And like I said earlier, it was because, she was new on campus. This was really, in their opinions, her first opportunity to talk to the somebody, higher profile people. And like, we can't wait to be able to have her on the show in the future as well. But I I see every time that we get a star here at Louisville that's about to graduate, you can kind of look in the freshman class and see who the next person is. And I truly believe that Payton is the next big thing here. And I'm so excited to have her here. You and your wife have been really good to us here at Cardinal Sports Zone 2. Followed us from day one. We retweet everything y'all ask us to. Y'all been great. And that we appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you guys. You don't get this kind of coverage in a lot of the college towns for college sports, especially the women. So we appreciate it. And, for us, it's kind of find a way to find out what's going on kind of behind the scenes more too, which is good. And, when you're being recruited, that stuff's important. So people do watch and listen and for that stuff.
Yes, I have 2 more questions for you before I guess we let you go because I know you got a busy day. So Payton told me that the house is usually really, really competitive.
Oh yeah.
And one of the things she said y'all did to get away, off of the basketball court was spike ball. Could you explain that a little bit to us?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen it. It was fairly new to me in the last couple of years, but yeah, especially Payton and her older brother Dalton. He likes to talk a lot of crap, so that's one game where she can kind of dish it back, and and so they usually wear out spots in my grass where it's they're slipping and sliding, and it's always competitive. Whatever we do, it can be Super Mario Kart on the Nintendo or something. It's always competitive, always trash talking. So she grew up with older sister and 2 older brothers, and a lot of skinned up knees, and you don't want to come in being the loser on the outdoor court. So
so we played South Carolina on Friday. Everyone has them. They've been ranked number one, I think, the entire season. And like Jeremy said, we're 9-point underdogs. But for me personally, I like the matchup. I think this is the matchup that I wanted when I saw the draw, because I think we can beat them. What are your thoughts on South Carolina and Louisville?
Oh, I have no doubt we can beat them. I think it would come down to us rebounding, them not hitting a lot of outside shots, and do what you can with Boston to limit her. And staying out of foul trouble with our bigs will help too.
Yes.
So that's my opinion. I think we got the team. We can do it. We can push the tempo. But we'll have to have a good game, which I think we can do.
You have any keys to the game? Other than foul trouble and rebounding?
There you go.
No.
I think that's it.
I know you have one more daughter that's playing now. Do we have to? Is she being heavily recruited so far?
Is she what? I'm sorry.
I know you have one more daughter that's playing right now. How did that season go? And is she being heavily recruited at the moment?
She's being recruited, but I can tell you guys that with the portal the way it is and that COVID year, I think it's kind of slowing down for the high school kids. You don't see near the blessed to receive an offer from like you did previous couple years, the previous forever. So, she's being recruited. She'll have a good chance of playing somewhere. She's a good little player. She's a little shorter than the other girls. But, with her shortness comes the attitude that she needs. And, she's got a lot of the other skills. She can shoot, she can handle the ball, and, she's got a little Haley Van Lith in her. So I'll take it.
Great. Well, like I said, sir, it was nice having you on. Thank you very much. I know your time is valuable, but we really do appreciate you joining us for a few minutes here just to talk some basketball. And we do thank you for allowing your daughter to come and play for Louisville.
She loves it, and thank you guys. I appreciate it. And we'll be headed out tomorrow to Minneapolis, so we'll be up there.
Pack you a jacket, man. That Minneapolis is cold. My wife is working travel nursing up there, and it was -24 with the wind chill the other day. So
maybe this would have been a good year to be south somewhere, huh?
I think so. All right, everybody, y'all heard it. It's Mr. David Verhulst, and we appreciate you for coming on tonight.
All right, thank you, guys.
Man, that was awesome. I appreciate that so much. Look, to be fair, I didn't even know we were having a guest till like 5 minutes before the show, so that turned out really, really well. Let's get to the chat line's been blowing up, and we'll get some of the Sam, if you'll send some of these, if there's any well wishes for Payton, if you'll send those over to him,
Okay.
I'd appreciate it. Tom Jeffries, good to see Curry is coming back. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Congratulations. That's the one that plays softball, correct? Oh, yes. If I just read, Brian, what up, fellas? Hope all is well. Congrats on 10K. Look, we need to hit 10K on the Card Sports Zone one. That's the most important one because that's when we're going to start doing some giveaways this summer. We're going to do some money giveaways, some Adidas giveaways. We got all kinds of stuff in the works. Quentin says, go Cards. By the way, love the new hashtag where you can see the bird at the end of it. We've been needing it other than that sick little blue chicken that's been on there for the last 5-10 years. So, and I'm still waiting for Dalton to rejoin us. He's not back yet. Frontman James, what's up, fellas? What is up? Justin Taylor, hello, everybody. Big man 10K. What up? I'm chilling like Kenny Payne. Absolutely, Roderick. What's up, JW? What's up, Kevin? Coach Wall's going to press the entire. I hope so. I love the press. Even on our rec league teams, we ran a jump press, and we may not have played more than about 8 minutes each, but we hit them with waves every single time. You're never late, big Cardinal fan. As long as you're here during the show, you're never late. Jeff Snyder will be a defensive showdown against.
I think we'll see the press on and off. Everybody's worried about Leah Boston, but I think if you go ahead and I guess cut the head off the snake with Destiny Henderson and Zaya Cook, I think they'll have problems feeding Leah Boston because I don't think she'll beat you on her own. She's great, but I don't think she's good enough to beat a Louisville team on her own. But
we'll talk about that when we preview the game. I'm still reading the chat line stuff. Jeff Snyder said we'll be a defensive showdown against USC Junior. National media picking them is not surprising. No, it's not. We need to channel the energy from the 12-13 team. I completely agree. Should be getting Shane Taylor says we'll talk about them in a little bit. There's the handsome devil. I think he's talking about Dalton, but Dalton just keeps going in and out like his Wi-Fi signal. Oh, snap. That's who it was. Next to the line, Dana, HVL. Payton, I believe that wholeheartedly. Trevor says Payton's going to be an all-timer here. She's awesome. Dante, GOAT. Quentin, Louisville loves our ladies. Yes, we do. And the basketball team as well. Shawn, we were not really sure about. Rick, we need to make the easy ones. We did. That was my only complaint. We talked about that on Locked On Louisville this morning with Dalton, and me and Shawn talked about this after the show. We missed a lot of we left a lot of points out there on the court that we will need against South Carolina. I told him, you cannot make the same mistakes. Michigan, thankfully, was not good enough to take advantage, to expose those opportunities, but South Carolina will. They're the real deal. Fabian, our center, can't have a bunch of silly turnovers. Say that again. Corey, what's good, Jeremy? What's up, Corey? Man, I'm just sitting here living the dream, chilling with my friends in Higgy. Messing with you, buddy. Chris, ball, yeah. True. We'll limit Boston's paint touches. I missed the guest. Yeah, Bubba, you've missed a lot over life. It's not just a guest. Yes, Robbie, we do appreciate the parents for giving a few moments of their time. I would have never even thought to ask any of the players or parents to come on. So that was a good call by Sam there, especially with it being somebody that loves the site so much and didn't mind. I just would not have even thought of doing that. So that is accredited to Sam on that. Higgy is back. My eyes. Yeah, Bubba, true. Brian, what's up, fellas? Go Cards. Robin, my bad. I'm late. Forgive me. I'll never forgive you. You're forgiven. Dante, let me hold. Look, it's not 10K. You can have 5 of my 5. Actually, you can have these 3 here and 2 more, and we'll call it even. I'm just messing with you. I wish I was Mr. 10K. What's up, Antron? What's up, Shane? $10 says Higgy won't say the naughty word. He knows he'll be disassociated from the website, fired, tarred, feathered, shot. We'll put him in one of those dunk tanks. What's something else humiliating? Oh, we'll have him pronounce 2-syllable words. It'll be horrible. Alan, will they have better officials? I sure hope so. Because those ones we had the last time, was that the last time against Mississippi State?
Yes.
They were horrible. Here, share the link, Locked On Louisville. Go to my Twitter feed. You'll be able to find that link there. Bubba, it goes over my head. Yes. Next time Higgy gets fired, can you take his place? Absolutely. Next time Higgy gets fired will be the last time. So, all right, we're caught up. Let's go ahead. And, Sam, I'll turn that over to you again. Let's preview South Carolina. As I said earlier, 9-point dogs. Nobody really believes in this, but the keys to the game are, as we've already said throughout the duration of the show, you have to limit Boston. That's the National Player of the Year. You're going to have to get physical with her. You're going to have to box her out. Oh, is that Joey? Joey jumped in for a few seconds. All right. Joey, you there?
What up?
What up? So you're going to have to we're going to have to limit Boston and and not make the mistakes. We cannot leave all those points out on the court. Sam?
Yeah, I think, like you say, at first it starts for me with cutting off the head of the snake, which is Destiny Henderson. South Carolina is a whole different animal when Destiny Henderson is at her best. So if we can slow her down, frustrate her, get her out of a rhythm, never allow her to get a rhythm, I think we can pull off the upset and beat South Carolina. But they also have Bria Beal, Zia Cook, and so they have a ton of players. But the one thing I can say is they don't really go too deep. So I look for Coach Walls to go ahead and use the press in a timely fashion, in like 3 to 4 minute increments, things like that, just to get them out of a rhythm, not to let them see it too much, and try to get into their legs. So by that fourth quarter, we can make a run. But it also starts like we have to be smarter with the basketball. We can't have the silly fouls. We have to rebound and take advantage of the opportunities we got. Like you guys mentioned before, we left a ton of points on the board inside the paint in the Michigan game. Mm-hmm. And like I said earlier, I do love this matchup with South Carolina because I feel like Olivia Cochran and Liz Dixon, they can do some damage with Aaliyah Boston. They can be physical with her. Not a lot of teams have the players that we do that can match up head to head with a Aaliyah Boston. And then when you add in the defensive presence that Makasa Robinson brings, Alana Smith comes off the bench, and so is Chelsea Hall. I think we can frustrate South Carolina guards, and once their guards are not as effective they usually are, I don't think Aaliyah Boston could beat us on her own. But I also think the bench needs to be more efficient, give the starters a little break, or add to lead, things like that. But I love the matchup. I'm curious to see what Coach Walsh does with this matchup and how you slow down, who he makes beat them, because Aaliyah Boston can do it. Destiny Henderson definitely can. Zia Cook has the ability to beat you, and so is Brie Beal. So they have players that can absolutely torch you. So it's curious to see which option Coach Walsh takes away from them.
Yeah, I absolutely do. I keep hearing y'all say, "Oh, I love this matchup. I love this." I don't love this matchup. Anytime you're playing against the National Player of the Year that just completely dominates, I think you take her out of this game, and I'm not wishing injury upon her, but if she's out of this game, we win by 11 points easily. She's we absolutely have to decide whether or not we're going to try to foul her out or just, let go with the flow. So that's how I feel about that. Joey, any thoughts on the women's basketball game?
So, yeah, like with what's her name, Boston?
Aaliyah Boston.
I absolutely think I just think you just attack the crap out of her. On the offensive, you play great defense on her, try to get her in foul trouble, try to get her out of the game, or you just you let her get hers. She's not going to score 70 points. Then you let Haley, Kiana, we have the advantage with the guards. I fully believe that with Haley, Kiana, and those girls. So I think it's going to be a real close matchup. And I mean, I don't know if you can't get fired up after one of the best post-game interviews of all time from Haley Van Lith, then you ain't getting fired up. I can see Kobe saying exactly what she said too.
Don't quote it, Higgy.
Uneffing believable.
No, he knows.
I mean,
better.
no, Haley didn't even quote it. She bleeped herself.
No, she
Yeah, and yeah, I think somebody say something about where Shawn is. Shawn in the shack again?
No, actually, he's not. I was about to go over there real quick and catch up the chats. Trevor says a Higgy dunk tank for charity sounds like a great deal for everybody. I agree.
I'd do it.
He'd do anything for a Big Mac. The next one came from Bubba Ray. Is Shawn in his jack? No, he's not in his shack again. The lights are on in the back. Rick says, I love the show.
Yeah, but
the cards.
he's sitting on the floor, though.
It still looks like he's in the bathroom.
I see the door handle above him.
What's the safe?
I think he's in the bathroom.
On the toilet. It's a chair.
Shawn, what's the safe word, buddy? I'm just kidding.
Pineapple.
Rick loves the show and the cards. We love you too, buddy. We appreciate all y'all that tune in. I'm going to scroll through and put these on screen since I forgot I can do that. Dante, what is the over-under on Higgy getting fired? I think it's a pretty good shot, to be honest. Jeff
90%.
Snyder, 90%, okay. Van Lith will take us to the promised land. The Lith, the legend. I love it. That's a pretty good one.
T-shirt hooligans. Make a shirt with that.
We got to get that. Chris Curry, quit going for ball fakes. Yeah, they are waiting to blow the whistle. James, hope they hire a cut man and bring extra fat back. Biggs need to go to war to win this one.
Uneffing believable.
And then Robbie says on YouTube, we need Dixon to show up and be dominant to go with Cochran. Yeah, absolutely. Big Cardinal fan. Got to say I like. All right, we'll get to him here in a second. But yeah, and like Robbie said before, subscribe, all the podcast net. Like we're doing a simulcast. We're doing the video show and the audio show. Everybody that was listening to the audio show before is still doing it. The video show has opened up a whole new door for us as far as getting us out to more people, even people in Edmonson County, as I mentioned earlier. So I mean, we're rolling deep here with the podcast now. We appreciate it. Master Yoda 55, my guy, what's up? What's good, bro? L's up, go Cards. Absolutely. Shane, we'll get
I gotta go, guys.
All right, Joe Wallman, everybody.
Later.
And he didn't even cuss, so that's a good thing. Let's go ahead and boot him out. See, did Dalton ever rejoin us? No, because his connection's still shoddy, too hotty. I believe Emily and Kiana will take the show. Here's the thing, and y'all can boo me, hate on me, whatever. If we do not get Boston in foul trouble, we will not win this game. That's just it. She's that much of a difference maker. You can see her stats. And they don't. 18 points, I think, and 12 rebounds. That's good, but it's the other stuff she does. Just like Emily Inkster, you don't think that you look at her stats and it's what are her stats, Sam?
Whose stats are we talking about?
Emily, double E.
She's probably around like 10, 11 points, 9 rebounds.
So, but it's the other thing. Like she had 4 steals, I think, in the last 2 minutes of the ball game.
Yeah,
the other night.
She led the ACC with over 2 steals a game.
Our center led the ACC in steals?
No, I was forward, power forward.
Okay. Emily Inkster. She led.
And it's because she's so versatile. Like she has great instincts on the basketball floor.
Master Yoda says we will win due to our defense. We can, but if we don't foul her out, we have no shot.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I wouldn't say foul her out.
No,
Make her work. She plays like 35, 36 minutes a game, so she's going to be tired.
If we do not get her in foul trouble, we will not win that game, and that's a guarantee. That's my opinion. Sorry, and pretty much everybody else's. So let's see what's next. All right, let's get to a little basketball because I know that's what a lot of you all have tuned in to listen about is the basketball rumors and stuff. So there's been some rumors going on through the message, and I hate that I know so much about message boards, but a lot of my newer Twitter followers are so into the Discord and the message boards and stuff like that, and I get like 100 messages a day asking me, is this true? Is this? And most of the time it's no, but a few times it is yes. Somebody sent me a message about Kenny's not met with any of the players. That's just not true. Kenny has met with some of the players. The ones that he is planning on bringing back, he has met with them. If you know somebody on the team, which ended up this person's alibi was, look, I talked to Wham Silliamson, and he said he hadn't met with Kenny. Well, there's a reason. You told us in January you were leaving for Texas. You would not be somebody that the new coach would be talking to, I don't think. And I don't mean that in a snippy way. It's like the players, and this is coming from reliable sources, reliable sources, as Higgy would say. He has talked to the 5 or 6 players he plans on coming back. He's talked to a few of the walk-ons as well. He is communicating. A lot of you all also forget. Cool guy Don, what up? Yo, yo, yo. That's because redacted is soft, Shane says. Well, it is what it is. He wants to, if him going to Texas or wherever he ends up, if he's happier, that's all I really care about. A lot of you all take this way too serious, in my opinion. Well, let's just say I wouldn't take it as serious as some of you all do. At the end of the day, these kids need to have fun. They need to be in a good place, mentally and physically. And Sam's just not been happy. You could see it the whole year. So I don't blame him for leaving. Big Sid said on IG Live, he talked to KP. Okay, so there you go. And again, with the statement he put out, we'll go into that here in a second. It's obvious that he has, but he's talked to KP. Ellis has talked to KP. Mike James has talked to KP. JJ Trainer's talked to KP. A couple other guys have talked to KP. So pack up the witch hazel fat, back fat, whatever you got by any minute. Chris. Yeah, but Bubba, it's a game. It is a game. At the end of the day, I'm trying to figure out why Kenny couldn't work with the Davis kids, or is it a package? I feel like it's a package deal, Robbie. There's been rumors, and shout out to Miss Michelle. She's one of the regulars on Midnights with Marcus Maben. She asked me 3.5 weeks ago, hey, have you been hearing any rumors about School A trying to get in touch with the Davis brothers to lure them to city unnamed? Because I'm not going to get blamed for any of that stuff. Whether it's true or not, I will not be called into a court of law. And I was like, no, I hadn't heard anything. And then here we go. Tay Davis decommits. So, no, I think it's a package deal, and I think they will be very happy in the state of blank at the end of the day. Yeah, Don, Sam needs a fresh start. We'll be okay. Jalen Withers, he's also talked to KP. There's a couple of others. Not that I don't want to name, or not that I don't remember them, just don't want to name them. Rick, we'll get to that in a second. Shane, please stop incriminating me. I'd appreciate it. Trevor says, I still cannot unsee Shawn as Trevor from Grand Theft Auto. I don't disagree with that. It's almost a ringer. But I've had multiple people tell me that they were hearing differently of that. And again, I would guess that he has talked to the 5 or 6 that he's keeping, and he hasn't talked to the others. Oh God, Higgy on my big screen is going to break. Good Lord, y'all be nicer to Higgy. That's my job to piss in his Cheerios, I guess you'd like to say. Projected assistance list. What's up, Andre? Andre 3001. That's what I'll call you. Not much change to that list. Not any, as far as I'm concerned. The third slot, there's a little bit of a change. I still fully expect Nolan. These are my guesses. I have to preface this because 2 of the people told me you must say guess. So my guesses are Nolan Smith, Yasir Roseman, and then the third one, it was at the beginning, it was George Felton. A couple weeks later, it was Joel Justice. Then last week, there was some smoke with KT Turner. This week, I asked, I was like, who's the third coach going to be? Almost like the whole NWO. Who's the third man? And I couldn't get a straight answer. So I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell you I have no idea at this moment who the third guy is going to be. When I find it out, y'all pay attention to my Twitter. I'll put that out there. Also, I beg you all to take advantage of the time now where I can be a little bit more lenient with what I tell you all, because once KP's duties in New York are completely done and we get this next season started, the only thing I'll be able to tell y'all is who's committing, when, and stuff like that. I will not report on things happening behind the scenes, because I have tons of respect for this regime, for Kenny as a man. Obviously, you know, he's been a friend of mine for years and years and years. And the only reason I put that stuff out at the beginning of this year is because I had players' parents, graduate assistants. Everybody was telling me they were unhappy. Please, I had more than 5 people say, please put this out here. And I denied it for a few weeks. The guys can attest to that. I was struggling with it for a while, but then I was like, all right, let's go. So, and that's why we did that. But no, I will not, I won't do that. I won't do that anymore. So just bear with, I'm sorry, I'm reading these. Shane says, hot Higgy. Higgy is free guy, Robbie says. Said Shawn is still in the closet. Pause. Shane Taylor says, tell Nolan to bring some of, well, man, I can't wait to see Nolan here in a few weeks. We'll talk about it. Is Justice a good coach? Or man, he's a good X's and O's dude. I don't know that he's a good recruiter. I don't know that he's not, but I've heard nothing but good things about him. Andre wants to know, what are my WrestleMania picks? Andre, ask me at the end of the show. I don't want to get out of the flow here. Big Cardinals fan, give me KT. Coach under Greg Marshall, Larry. I just don't know a lot about him. That's the only reason why I'm not too high on him. Shout out to Cards Baseball. We'll get to that here in a few. You know what? I'll put that up on the screen at the bottom so I don't forget to address that. You think he won't, Taylor? I know, absolutely. Cool guy, Don. You think? Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad you brought this up, Don. I absolutely think Yasir Roseman is still in play. I think this is one of those things that they do to try to save face with current recruits. And well, that's why when the IU fans when that was announced, they were like, scoreboard, and I was like, bookmarked. And I will be. I don't normally do the whole receipt thing, but these people are being kind of nasty with me. So yeah, I do. I equate it to, like, I think it was it Cristobal left Oregon and told Oregon he was coming back, and then 2 days later he signed with Miami, or it was something like that. Shawn, we tried to talk about that the other night. We thought he left for another team and then went to Miami, but I think it was he told Oregon he was coming back, and then on Monday he was there with all the fireworks and the parade and stuff in Miami. But they do that stuff all the time. If you noticed in the graphic, they named 2 associate head coaches. You only have 1 associate head coach. So, yeah, I think there's a lot to read into there. I haven't been told he's not coming yet, so we'll play that by ear. Expecting some Duke transfer. I don't know. I don't. I mean, the season's not even over with yet, so I don't know who to expect transfer wise. Do I have any feelings on how blue the sky is going to be? We'll talk about him in a minute. 4 commits from New Jersey next year. I think 3 is probably a better guess. Robbie pushing a double-double. Yep, you're the man, Jeremy. Well, we're the man. Higgy's a whole bunch of them. We really appreciate we really appreciate you all, because we can't do this without an audience, and y'all are awesome. Why is Shawn's camera shaking? Bubba wants to know. Well, I don't really want to.
I'm holding it with one hand. I don't have it.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
The camera.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Shawn, please wake up, Higgy. It takes him a while to wake up. He wakes up in sections. Quentin says, Coach Payne working in silence. It's painful. Love to play on words, but I understand. He absolutely is working in silence, and that's not good enough for y'all fans. Y'all need to know everything right now. That's not the way it's going to be. How are we going to lose a recruit to Illinois? Southern Card says. I don't know that we do lose a recruit to Illinois. You know what? We'll jump to the recruiting. Because I know y'all want to know about that too. We'll jump to that in a second. I still think the special assistant to the head coach is Milt Wagner. The director of basketball operations is going to be Josh Jameson. Again, for the 4 millionth time. What about Reese? Reese is not on the basketball coaching staff. He was hired by Josh Hurd as director of player development and alumni relations. I think he stays. That's my opinion about thinking he stays, not my opinion about him not being on the coaching staff. Every time I talk about this, people are like, well, you hate Reese? No, I don't hate Reese. I don't. I love Reese. And I think he's going to be on the staff in some capacity next year, probably the same one. So Nolan is the lead recruiter for number 2 recruit. He is the lead recruiter for Mackenzie Magabo, and I think he's number 3. Mabako, I don't know how you pronounce it. Close enough. And then I'm not sure who else is.
I think he's talking about the guy from Duke that Nolan's already recruited.
The guy from Nolan is recruiting Mackenzie Magabo. So I didn't know who else he would have been talking about. He didn't specify. Is there any chance Nolan could bring? Yes, there's a chance that Nolan could bring some kids with him from New Jersey. Just going to leave this question for you when you get to the topic. You think we might still be able to? Oh, I don't know. I haven't even heard that guy's name before, just to be honest. Robbie really wants Nolan in some capacity. Pause. I think you're going to be really happy. Shane wants Eric Daly Jr. Y'all are being very, very forward with me tonight, and I don't know how to feel about it. Okay, yeah. See, he was talking about Macabo, Higgy. So next time, think before you speak. Joking. Any changes on who stays and who goes? I still think L, Sydney, JJ, and Jalen are locks. I think. L, Sydney, JJ, and Mike James. I think they're locks. I think Jalen's close to being a lock. I would put Jalen at about 69%. Nice. I put him there. Let's get to recruiting. We finally offered. Y'all should be happy. We finally offered some kids this week. We offered Devin Reed, the LSU decommit. We offered Sky Blue. I'm just kidding. We offered Sky. He finally got that offer. Hearing that Jamarion Sharp does, like, there's some interest there. Maybe on both sides. We'll see. And that's really all I have heard recruiting-wise. I don't know if I can handle another year. I don't think you'll have to, Shane. I think Kenny's going to put him and develop him where he's supposed to be. Beardy McNoshave, another live one. What up, Flock? What's up, Beardy? The LSU kids look very athletic. I agree. Shawn, do you have any changes for you on who stays and who goes?
No, I think I have pretty much the same list as what you just said. And what you had said earlier, that was your list before we kind of knew who he actually kind of talked to and what have you. That's the list I would have because I didn't see Sam coming back. I didn't see Roosevelt because Roosevelt is more of a Chris Mack type of recruit, to be honest. I think Kenny.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Let's see, Kevin, hang on if you can only make it for a few more minutes, hang on, because I do want to speak to you directly. Sam, what about you? Are you kind of in agreement as who's leaving?
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you and Shawn. I selfishly, I would like to see Matt Cross come back. It's not out of the woods yet, but it doesn't look like he will.
Higgy, what about you, buddy?
Nothing's changed for me.
Okay.
And a few words.
All right, let's get to this. Trevor says, seems like KP wants super athletes that can make plays. Yeah. Sharp and Big Sid would be terrifying. Yeah. Robbie says a couple guards over 6'3" in the run and gun press. Doctors the dunk part 2. Man, I could not agree with you more. To close out recruiting, I do know that and Sam, I'll ask you to help me with this name. Is it Dante or Deontay Allen, the kid that just decommitted, or I'm sorry, just put himself in the portal from the other school?
Dante Allen.
Okay, I'm not really familiar with the roster, so I didn't know. I feel like we have a good shot of him being on our team next year. No guarantee. And I do know, as I said last week, we have talked to Xavier decommit Tyrell Ward. There's also somebody, Shawn, that you were telling me about while we were watching the game. The guard from West Virginia, I believe. Do you remember what his name was?
I cannot recall off the top of my head right now.
Okay, well.
Apologies.
Thanks for helping out there. Isn't Cross a troublemaker? Look, I don't I don't believe in branding kids a certain way forever. Has he had issues in the past? Sure. But when have any of us not had issues in the past? I mean, Shawn's had an issue keeping his light on for the whole series. So, it is what I grew up with Dante Allen's father. Oh, sweet. Yeah. I think he's a phenomenal player. I would love to have him here. McNeil, yes. Shane and Trevor McNeil. What's with Sharp? Is he in the transfer portal? I don't think he is yet. Yeah, Shawn McNeil. Everybody's just piling them on. Throw them all out. Yeah, Shawn McNeil. That's what I meant. No, you didn't.
Much better, Shawn.
Yeah, that's what it seems like to me. Yeah, I mean, he definitely has some attitude issues, but again, when have any of us led a perfect life? I've never have. I've had my own fair share of issues, but I think here's the thing. I would love to see Matt Cross under Kenny Payne. I think Kenny could be the guy that could help give him the John Cena attitude adjustment, and things turn out better for him. But I don't know that he will get that opportunity. Other names I've heard thrown around with Louisville are a pair of second-generation guys, Scottie Pippen Jr. and Ron Harper Jr. I haven't heard anything other than, oh, hey, we're talking to these guys. I don't know if they're interested in coming here. I don't know if we're interested in having them here. All I know is that those names have been talked about in the Louisville camp. Now, Kevin, before I go back to address all these comments that I missed, are you still here with us, Kevin Lewis? We'll see. I wouldn't mind if he stays. Yeah. Rob Allen's uncle played for Murray State in the early 2000s. Okay. Brian noticed that ND Notre Dame forward jumped in the portal, thinking her, maybe. All right, Kevin's here, so stick around. I don't know that in any sport, and you all can correct me if I'm wrong, and I know y'all love to do that. Has there ever been a transfer in any sport that has made the impact that Emily Engstler has made? I mean, maybe Clifford Rozier.
Luke
not in the first year.
Could argue.
Not in the first year.
Win the title.
I think there has, but not in the first year. Definitely not at women's basketball.
I'm talking about shut up, Bubba. Oregon is going to FSU with their boyfriend. What? That sounds naughty. Oh, Brian, that girl from Oregon is going. Okay. Just Eric Shelton. He had a big Damian Lee and Cliff. Yeah.
Luke Hancock, like I said.
Paget. Yeah, David Paget, Luke Hancock. That's a good one.
But they all had multiple years, though.
Yeah, but Luke,
Cliff Rozier was
his biggest impact his first year, because he had to sit out, and then 2013 comes in without those threes. We don't win that championship game.
Yeah, Cliff Rozier averaged a double-double his first year here. Now, granted, he came in for his junior and senior years here, his last seasons were here, but because I think he played his freshman year at North Carolina and then transferred. Maybe it was after the I don't remember. That was too long ago. Big Dave, if he had good knees, yes. What in the blank was Higgy doing? I don't know, man. It looks like he's trying to eat the camera. I'm not really sure. But okay, so we have Emily is like Damian Lee. I mean, just a huge impact. I'm not really sure that there's been in any sport. I'm at the in-law, so I'll stay on as long as I can. Higgy with the hey girl pose. Tori Dilfer, yeah, absolutely. Great one right there. Tim Duncan did walk Robbie. So we do have Kevin's in the chat room, and we do have a little bit of an announcement. You all have been talking. Yeah, James, Luke Hancock, that's who Shawn was talking about. Y'all have been asking me for the last 3-4 weeks for some sweet Cardinal Sports Zone hats. And so what I did was I went to Lids. They wanted a lot of money just to make the pattern to put the CSZ on the hats. And it was going to end up costing a whole bunch of money. But I started thinking about stuff. And Kevin hit me up, and what we're going to do. Now, we don't have an official merchandise store. Kevin's going to be our concierge, so to speak. But starting now, if you all want any Cardinal Sports Zone gear, if you're one of the 20 or 30 people that wanted a hat, get in contact with Kevin. Kevin can actually do the snapbacks, which I could not get done. He's got the Kevin, you could probably explain it better. Whereas lids, I will still take the people that want the thread. I didn't think I was going to be doing an infomercial. Like these, we can still get those from lids for you. That's not a problem. But Kevin's got like the heat transfer hats. He's got the flat bills. He's got the snapbacks. So if you all want a hat, if any of you all have told me, Jeremy, I want a hat, contact Kevin on Facebook, Twitter, wherever. Let him know. We'll get that list together and we'll start working on it. If you want T-shirts, he's got some great designs for T-shirts. We'll throw those out there. If you want to support us, we really do appreciate it. There you go. He can do glow in the dark. He's going to make the vinyl transfers for some of the hats. Some people like me. I'm a big thread guy. I like the threaded hats that me and Sam got that we bought from Lids. You know, I've got the red one. Then I've got a gray and infrared hat, CSZ hat that's inspired by the Cardinal camo game against Florida State. I've got a white and black CSZ hat that's inspired by the Ali football game. And I've got one more. Just the regular black and red. And then no, Beardy, we're not making CSZ thongs unless you want to hit up Kevin, then he'll make you some. And then we've got like the red ones from the Florida State blowout. So whatever y'all want to do, we're just doing the red ones right now. So we'll release these like a series. So if you want the hats, get in touch with Kevin. Yeah, send him a message with any questions that you have, Brian. I'd like to get the threaded hats. Yeah. So if you all want one of the red CSZ hats with the white moon glow, with the moon glow in the dark thread, let Kevin know. As soon as we can get a big enough list together, we'll go ahead and you have to specify if you want the thread or not. We'll do that after the show though. But yeah, anything. He can do anything with the logo on it. So y'all get in contact with him. Let's help. Like, he's a friend of the show. When we help each other's out, everything's beautiful. So let him know what you want. I'm giving you the blessing to make obviously run it by me first, because I do not want like a CSZ marital device or anything made. Was it you laughing, Shawn? Shawn, yeah. You need one in general. But all right, there we go. So merchant. Oh, yeah. I was supposed to show. You know what? We'll do that the next time. We'll get a picture of some of the examples. I'll do quality assurance for the thongs. Cool guy Don says hired. He's hired. Brian says I'll buy two and we can do a giveaway for one. That's awesome. Kevin's our merch guy now. He's the CSZ merch guy. If y'all have any of the members of Cardinal Sports don't have any ideas, y'all want to shoot his way for designs, whatever. Can we get a hoodie without sleeves? Yes, he can make anything. He's like the Rock of merch. And yes, he is L1C4 the arts on Twitter and Instagram. Kevin, I plug you at the end of the show, man, for free. Don't try to get greedy here. I'm just kidding. So many things I'll say, but I'll be good. Thank you so much. Before we get to the last part of the show, though, let's talk about some of our fine sponsors. Shack in the Back Barbecue, Fitness Market, Derby City Lawn and Landscaping, All-American Pool and Supply Company, and last but not least, Four Pegs Beer Lounge. Higgy, read them this week's specials.
So this week we got all you can eat wings on Wednesday night, along with the drag brunch coming up on Saturday, and a few other activities coming soon. Chris did tell me there's a few new menu items going to come out, so we'll have to get down there to try out the new stuff before everybody else gets to. But go out and check out Chris down at Four Pegs, 1447 Goss Avenue.
There you go. And really quick to backtrack, because I just had somebody send me a message. Yes, Sky Clark did put out his final six yesterday. Yes, we are in it. I was told by somebody in his camp that we are in their top three and we're not number 3. So when y'all ask me what's our chance of Sky Clark, I say it's 50-50 right now, and there's still a long ways to go. I know that something was leaked out showing his commitment to Illinois. You know, kids do anything these days. That could have just been an employee for attention. I don't know. So it is what it is. Let's see. Ville over about 6, Stanford over 10. About Huskies. How much wrestling you watch? Tom Jeffries. So much wrestling this weekend. Friday night SmackDown, the Hall of Fame. Saturday, 1 p.m. Stand and Deliver NXT, followed by WrestleMania Night 1, then WrestleMania Night 2 on Sunday. And y'all know y'all are invited. And Monday, it's Monday Night Raw live from Dallas. I will be on my way to a much, much needed, earned, and deserved vacation. But our stopping point is about 7:30 because I told my wife, hey, if we got to get up at 3 a.m. to leave, we need to be in front of a TV for Monday Night Raw. When I predict we will see a brand new superstar debut. So I'm excited. I'm so excited. Kenny Payton won those games. All the wrestling, woo. Like my good friend Ric Flair says, Ric Flair gave me COVID in St. Louis. I appreciate that. And, it's like he says, woo! Kenny Payton won those games. Predictions, Jeff, we will get into a few predictions. Yes, Ring of Honor and Impact pay-per-view Friday. But I'm going to say my predictions for our wrestling podcast, which is Ringside Podcast alongside of Impact referee Daniel Spencer and OVW ring announcer Eric on the air. It's my guy at Eric on the air and Daniel Spencer. Shawn, what's your brother-in-law's Twitter name?
I think it's just Daniel Spencer.
At Daniel Spencer, and then Eric Cornish. He's the ring announcer at OVW. He's at Eric on the air. I'll give you one. You know what? Me and Shawn's been talking about this. I'll give you one WrestleMania prediction. I think 2. I'll give you 2. Prediction number 1. The Kevin Owens, Steve Austin interview will turn into a match for night 2. And everybody is expecting to see Cody Rhodes debut during Seth Rollins' mystery opponent challenge. I don't think it's going to be him. I think he's going to debut Monday night on Raw, and we're going to see a Cena, Taker, Goldberg, even maybe Shane McMahon jump in and challenge Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. That's my bold predictions. Let's see. Let's get back to the chat really quick. Look, we started talking about wrestling. People are like, all right, appreciate the show. We're out of here. Do you know when recruits from 2022 have to be signed? I don't. Shawn, do you?
I'm not sure. I think I want to say towards the end of May, but I'm not 100% sure on it.
Okay. And Jeff Snyder, gotcha. Trevor says, Daniel Spencer was my wedding videographer. I'm sorry to hear that. John says, Jake Weingartner just said we are number 2, which I just said, we're not number 3. We're in the top 3. And we're not number 3. I feel like we are sitting right there at 2 right now. But I think it's one. Actually, let me take that back. I think it's 1A and 1B. I think we're right there with Illinois. He's not even had a visit. As you said, John, great news. The Monday at Raw after is always awesome. It is. And that's where they normally debut. They pull NXT call-ups and they bring guys back that haven't been here in a while, like they did with Bobby Lashley. I think it's going to be great. In the great words of The Rock, I can smell Higgy from here. National Signing Day was the middle of April, I thought. For basketball, I'm not sure. Football, I'm all over that stuff. But for basketball, I'm not really sure.
Basketball's last.
Hey, do you have something to say, Higgy?
Yeah. Basketball's last signing day is May the 18th.
Okay. I have got to learn how to just mute him. I'm just kidding. Brian, I'm not leaving just showing appreciation. I know, buddy. I was just giving you a hard time. Rapid fire real quick. Baseball 6-0. They shot all the way up from unranked in some polls to number 8 in Baseball America. They're just clobbering teams right now. Beat Western Kentucky 16-6 yesterday. Tough week ahead, though. The next 4, they have a weekend series at Pittsburgh. And then Tuesday, they are at Redacted. Good old Redacted Kentucky. So that should be I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to predict what I feel like we're going to go during that 4-game stretch, but I do think we will play.
Unbelievable.
Thanks, Shawn. I appreciate that. Had Pro Day yesterday. Not a whole bunch came out of that. We did get a video. If you haven't seen the Pro Day video, go to CardinalSportsZone.com. Check that out. We have a post. Shawn cooked that up this morning and started up piping hot and fresh, not from his bathroom with no lights on like he's doing the show. Again, the new intro, best intro money can buy. Discord Nation, I have been hard on you, man, but much love to Discord Nation. Stand up. I'm still not joining Discord. Locked on Louisville with Dalton Pence. I did today's show. He's got a great thing going on over there. I appreciate him having me on every Wednesday. I might be on a different show here coming soon for special weekly spots, but we'll keep our fingers crossed to speak that into existence. Last but not least, so you all know, let's pull the curtain back. Sam, Shawn, Higgy, y'all know my nieces, Ashlyn and Jayla and Logan. I went out Sunday to watch Logan. She had a field hockey scrum. I guess that's where they play like 5-6 games in a row, and it's like a mini tournament, and they whatever. And I look over to my right, and there sits my college quarterback, Chris Redmond. So I got to go over and hang out with Chris for a while. We talked about a bunch of stuff. We're going to start bringing you all a whole bunch of features, not only on so he is on the coaching staff at Christian Academy of Louisville. Is he the quarterback's coach, correct?
I believe so, yes.
The head coach is Stephon LaFours, right?
No, it's Hunter Cantwell now.
Hunter Cantwell. Good God, he's going to punch me. Chris is going to hurt me for that because I knew that, and I said the wrong wrong quarterback. Hunter. But wait a minute, was LaFours? He was.
Yeah,
the coach.
LaFours was there, but he went
Yes.
back home to Louisiana.
Yes, says Higgy. I'm just glad he didn't say yes in the cuss word. Why are you giving us like a Playboy spread pose right now? Centerfold. Higgy's giving us the centerfold. And I never know what this means when he does his hands like this. It's like, are you reaching for a taco? I don't know.
Can't do it with my hands.
Beardy, that's why I did. I kept the others. I said redacted because I don't say that. I don't talk. My mama raised me better than to say that name. But yeah, we were talking. We're gonna get you some exclusives, not only on the players. They've got some great players in that program that are their quarterback right now is out there visiting a bunch of Power 5 programs. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I say this as y'all can clearly see. I'm looking at my phone. Look, off the top of my head, I know his name is Cole. What? Cole Hodge. I knew that I was going to get that. No, Robbie, I don't care about any of those places. I'm just kidding. Cole Hodge visited with Purdue this week with Coach Brom. He's got some good stuff going. We're going to get you exclusives, not only with their, but they've got a lot of former Louisville players on staff there. There's obviously Hunter, there's Chris, there's Keith Tobridge, Colin Hoba, coach of special teams. We're going to bring you some exclusive content from them, and I was glad to see him. I think we're gonna have him on the show here in a couple of weeks. So it's gonna be a good time, man. I really appreciate it. You know, I haven't really got to hang out with him like that in probably 20 years. And it was just awesome to hang out there with my quarterback, Chris Redmond. Did any of you all have a quarterback like Chris Redmond?
I never had a quarterback.
No, you didn't. Shawn, you've not even had a dime piece. Higgy?
I say the only quarterback that comes close to him in my lifetime was Brian Brom.
Was he your quarterback?
No, but Nathan
Okay.
Christmas was my quarterback.
Okay, well, Merry freaking Christmas. He's out of here. I'm joking. No, Chris is a great dude. Fabian says, any word on recruiting? Yeah, we talked about recruiting for Kenny. A re-recruiting. I still think it's just about 5 or 6 guys. I talked about it earlier in the show. Higgy posted an OnlyFans profile pic. Absolutely. Jeff Snyder, Brown for 1 year. Robbie said Jeff Brown. He said mini quarter pounders. Good God, that does sound like an OnlyFans account. All right, guys. Shout out again to all of our fine sponsors. Fitness Mart. We always go longer in the first half of the shows. We do the second. We're not sorry about it. We know that y'all appreciate us. C. Baber, what's up? Yo, yo, yo. We're fine with it. We know y'all appreciate what we do, and that's what we're here for. But shout out again to Fitness Market, Shack in the Back Barbecue, Four Pegs Beer Lounge, Derby City Lawn and Landscaping, All American Pool and Supply Company, and we are working on more. If you'd like to be one of those more, give us a call, 502-694-0375. Speak to anybody that answers the phone. We'll take care of you. If you want to get at us on social media, it's easy to follow us individually. I'm at Jeremy_CSZ. Sam is
Baseboy124.
Shawn, sorry, Higgy kicked himself out of the room for a reason, and I let him back in.
Bill Shawn.
Higgy.
I am the Higgy, of course.
Yeah, he forgot that he muted himself. This is a train wreck when it's time for Higgy to talk. Okay, and you can find all the website socials at the bottom here. On YouTube, it's Cardinal Sports Zone 1 word. Facebook is Cardinal Sports Zone 3 words. On Instagram and Twitter, it's Card Sport Zone. Again, follow us on all those. We need a bunch of YouTube followers. We need a bunch of Twitter followers, so y'all can share what y'all love with everybody else. You can find this podcast on all the podcast avenues, over 125 in total: Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Buzzsprout, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google, Amazon, iHeart, and the new Facebook podcast. I don't know why you'd ever want to listen to Facebook podcast. I'm just kidding. If y'all subscribe there, then I appreciate you all. But hit subscribe, follow, whatever it asks you to do that. If you haven't listened to all the prior episodes of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, go back and check them all out. Go to cardinalsportszone.com, the place it all began. Go to the podcast tab, go down to CSZ Podcast, listen to them all. We had a bunch of great guests when we were trying to get traction for the show. We front loaded this series with guests, and we're going to have great people on going forward. Some of you all this summer, we're going to let some of you all join and take Higgy's spot for a week, or Wes's spot for a week, or Joey's, or if Sam gets suspended again, we never know with him, or if Shawn gets a girl. We'll have some of y'all on. That's beside the point. Yeah. But shout out to everybody out there that's sharing the podcast. We appreciate you all. Check out our exclusives at cardinalsportszone.com. If you have any ideas or suggestions for guests, shoot any of us a DM. Give our guy Kevin at L1C4 the Arts a follow. He's got great Cardinal merchandise, got great pro sports merchandise, and most importantly, he is the official retailer of Cardinal Sports Zone. Anything you all, even if you all need a CSZ banana hammock, he can hook that up for you. Sorry, that was too far. But he'll take care of you no matter what it is. Football info. Well, Don, yeah, we're just getting warmed up, and we still got a little whiles to go. But Dalton had all the football info for today, and unfortunately, he couldn't get his connection. He's been having connection problems, so we'll have him back on next week, and he catches up on everything. Facebook Live is faster than the YouTube feed. Like, share, and subscribe. Higgy looking at Playboy magazines, probably. Actually, Hicky's version of Playboy magazines is the DoorDash menu, so he gets the same joy. I'd love to join. Cool. You'll be one of the first people, Don, that we have on here for sure. Again, but give Kevin, he's the official retailer for cardinalsportszone.com. Also, if you want to support the podcast, or if you just want to treat it like, I've had a lot of people say, you should start a message board. It's just too much trouble. I've got a lot of stuff going on in my personal life. I don't have time for a message board. But if y'all want to show love and support us like a message board, at the bottom there, you can see our Venmo, our PayPal, our Cash App. Bless us if you feel like it. If you can't, just spread the word. We don't care how you all bless us, as long as you share and tell everybody how much you love the show. The viewership viewership on here, and the listeners are going up on the podcast. We do appreciate all of your all support. An easy way too, if you're a Twitter head like some of us are, there is a tip jar icon in the Cardinal Sports Zone bio, and also in mine. If you want to donate to the show, I've had a lot of people ask me how to donate. Go to the tip jar. It'll give you instructions on how to do that there. Shout out, as always, to Marcus Maben. I'll be tuning into his show later on tonight to get a little wild and crazy with him. I don't know if I'll be allowed on the video feed, but I'll definitely be in the chat room and be ready to get wild with Marcus. Steve Rummage, shout out to him, man. He's in Orlando again for the 70th time this year, enjoying a little bit of sun while we're here. Well, we're getting cold weather. Today was pretty nice. But shout out to those guys. Us three came up in the game together, and we're all flourishing, and we feel so blessed. Shout out to the people. I don't get to say this nearly enough, but Sam, Shawn, Dalton, Wes, Joey, and even that boy Higgy, who don't want the small fry. He just wants you to make it biggie. I appreciate them so much. I don't really get to tell them that so much because I'm so busy. And then when I get ready to, Higgy does something to screw up, and I don't get to tell him. Or, Sam asked about a whole tin of gosh dang cookie. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I love them too, and I appreciate what they do, what they bring to the show, and yeah. So, last but not least, I'm gonna ask you. Normally, I let y'all give y'all's last words, and then I give mine. I'm gonna give mine first this week. This week, Cardinal Nation lost a complete and absolute legend. Sadat Acton, he was 77 years old, passed away due to some issues, some medical issues this week. He had lost his wife a month prior. His son-in-law told me that that family truly feels like he died of a broken heart. Gosh, it's got to be tough, but I can speak for all of us here at CSZ when we say our love, thoughts, and prayers go out to that entire family. Sam, I'm gonna let you go first on your last words this week.
So my last words are real quick. So it's just basically let the people you know in your circle or your loved ones know how you feel about them. The days aren't as long as we hope. Life is too short. So just let the people you know, let your loved ones know that you love them, and of course, go Cards. Let's go ahead and will the whole thing.
Absolutely. How did I forget to mention that? His name, Sadat Acton. He was the guy at Freedom Hall that did the upside down push-ups or handstands. I'm sorry, I said push-up. The handstand push-ups. Just a complete, like everybody that watched the game at Freedom Hall knew the handstand man. And like I'm sitting here treating him like he's an actual family, not even thinking about that. But yeah, he was the handstand man. And yeah, he brought a lot of joy. That was one reason why I think Steve said it earlier in the week that Freedom Hall, even though the Yum's nicer, it's prettier, it's younger. It's got a great rack. No, I'm just kidding. It's not the same without him, and it'll never be the same. Makila, yeah, finally caught my show as I'm about to go off the air. I appreciate your support. I'm just kidding. Cool guy Don, I'm catching up with some of these comments. We do have a Zelle, but it's my personal one. So if anybody wants to do anything with Zelle, just private message me, and I'll give that information to you so we can get that going as well. Shawn, your final words.
Let's win. Let's win the whole thing. Let's beat South Carolina, shock the world, and then if it's Stanford, I feel pretty good. If it's UConn, it's just that thing where we faced them our other two times in the championship game, but I want to beat them so bad. We beat them earlier this year, but without Paige Buckers or Buckers.
Beckers, Shawn. You sound like Higgy. Wait a minute. Did Higgy just correct you on pronunciation?
Yes,
he sure did.
You
Higgy,
should probably take yourself out in the backyard and whip yourself.
Give him a medal. But other than that, if you can make it out the spring game Sunday, make it out there. Cheer on the guys. They're working hard to have a great season coming up, and just be good to each other. Be kind. Kindness is something that we need a lot more in this world of, and it doesn't take much effort to do it. So
absolutely. And Bubba says, I grew up seeing that guy at all the games. So yeah, we all did. He was a staple of Freedom Hall. Makila, we need to hang out sometime. So you hit me up. Teresa's in town for a few days, so let's make that happen. Bubba said he does it. Yeah, he does. I believe let's win the whole freaking thing. Go Cards. Go guy Don. I'll inbox on. Hey, whatever you want to do, I appreciate. Harder, Jay. Harder. This is not Cinemax, Bubba. I don't appreciate that. Gosh, Higgy, do you have any final words, whether they're coherent or not?
Just go Cards.
Man, a few words.
That was the worst final thoughts ever. All right, y'all. The season finale is coming up soon. Like Shawn said, we are going to at least have a show Saturday to recap Friday's game, and then we'll have one on Tuesday to recap the national championship game. Hopefully, if we don't make the championship game, the season finale will be Tuesday, and then we'll bring you all stuff throughout the summer. But the whole 2 times a week thing, we need break too. We need time too. I'm taking care. We're all taking care of different things. I don't want to make it sound like I'm special or anything, even though that's what my mom told me when I was little. But we appreciate all y'all's support. This is just so overwhelming, and at a time where a lot of us are down, it is it's really uplift. Y'all might not think it's uplift, but it does us a lot of good to know that you all want to hear from us, not only like hear our voices, but for some reason you want to see Shawn and Higgy's creepy faces as well. We appreciate that. Absolutely. Smash the like button if you want the Lady Cards to bring it home. Cards win it all. 100. How's mom and pops? They're doing better. Not progressing as fast as we'd like, but we just gotta be patient. It's better than the alternative. We could talk more about that privately, though. Trevor Edwards, videographer Daniel Spencer, looking absolutely. Every time I go in, I take y'all's comments and I show them to him, and he just gets the brightest smile on his face. He's like, "Who is that? Do I know them?" "No, Dad, you don't know them." "Oh, wow!" So he appreciates it. Slap the like button like you're Will Smith.
Oh, no.
Oh, where's the volume? Where's the volume?
Uneffing believable.
Absolutely. Gosh, man. We didn't even have time. We can address, look, Beardy McNoshave. I'm pretty sure I know who this is, or maybe I'm way off. Remind me on the next show to address the Will Smith, Chris Rock. Man, I got a lot to say about that, but this is a sports show, and we're trying to wrap it up so we can spend time with our families and stuff. I will. Cool. Hey, and his name's Don as well, so he'll probably be wondering if he wrote that to himself. He's like, did I write that? But no, man, we appreciate it. We will keep doing this as long as y'all will have us. Let's see, here we go. We're going down to Chris Rock in the Will Smith wormhole. Because look, no, I can't get into this. Stop. But anyway, season finale coming up next week. We always do bonus shows throughout the summer. Get out to the spring game. If you cannot make it to the spring game, 4 p.m. ESPNU. That's how I'm going to have to catch it, because I will be visiting with my dad before WrestleMania night 2. Yeah, buddy. Wrestling's a big part of my life, part of my dad's life, part of my family's life. So we will be celebrating the entire weekend. There's like 8 or 9 pay-per-views this weekend. Gonna watch them all. But get out to the spring game. And again, if you can't, 4 p.m. or is it ACC Network? Which one is it, Shawn? You wrote up the post.
I believe it's ACC Network.
You're fired. But yeah, tune in if you can't get out to it. They've been ready to show y'all a little bit of what they've been doing. So let's go. Thanks again for all the support. We love you all, whether you're Team Chris Rock or Team Will Smith. Until next time, this has been the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. Chris Rock did get smacked like Cal did by St. Pete. Oh, we can do the little thing where we talk while the music's playing, like on Sports Center and stuff. Like shuffle our papers and then
shuffle my paper that I didn't even use.
Yeah, shuffle the paper you didn't even use. Stop showing us your tonsils, Shawn. Yeah, we did. We did, Robbie. We made the ACC Network for the spring game.
I want to know why.
Thank you. Keep fighting Papa Wyman. Absolutely. Look, Will Smith had to defend his woman. Like, he was laughing and he saw she wasn't happy. He had to go smack a bee. But shout out.
He had to go fix it real quick.
Shout out to Chris Rock for being. Look, shout out to Chris Rock for being professional. Because if that would have been me, there'd have been all kind of cussing and swinging and stuff going on. He handled it like a pro. That's why he's Chris Rock, making all that money, and I'm Jeremy Wyman running a show on Wednesday night. at 8 o'clock.
Let's hear it, Jeff Snyder. What's your joke? Go ahead. Hey, it's wear red Friday tomorrow. On Friday.
Get you a red shirt, Jeremy. I got it. I guarantee. Oh yeah, all of Chris Rock's tour sales went up dramatically. Look, I've been around Higgy too long. All right, y'all. Thanks y'all for joining the show. We gotta go. The slap was as real as Higgy's diet from Jeff Nunn. He got one in before we left. It's 4
Thanks,
hours
Nunn.
past, it's 4 hours past his bedtime too.